If you've been looking for a heavy-duty paracord jig, this is it. So I know a lot of you like making paracord bracelets, and you've seen a number of jigs on this channel. We've gone from the Mr. Coop, to the Speedyjig, and to now this. Well, technically it is a Speedyjig, but like nothing we've seen before. So I present to you the Apache Jig. Now, this is an overview and not a review, because these jigs are coming from paracordweavers.com, which I have a vested interest in, and therefore I'm just doing a show and tell and demonstration of this product. And there is one hidden feature on this jig that I guarantee a lot of you have not seen before, so be sure to stick to the end for that. That being said, when I say heavy duty, I mean heavy duty. And you'll know right away the moment you pick up one of these jigs. They weigh about 1.4 kilograms, or that's 3 pounds in freedom units. Now, one of the main issues I've always had when weaving a paracord project or bracelet on a jig is that the jig tends to move around on the table, making things a bit annoying. Also, especially for the videos I make, the jig moving around all the time makes recording quite difficult. So in the past with my wooden jig, I had to tie it down to this heavy metal block that I have. And you're definitely not going to have any issues with that using the Apache Jig, as the jig is fabricated entirely out of metal, and on the bottom, we've got these thick and dense rubberized feet. So those two elements paired together allow this jig to stay put while you're working on it. You really will have no issues at all with it not staying in place. And speaking of the looks of this jig overall, as you can see, I think it looks great, and we've got one of my favorite colors of all time, olive green, with these black metal accents. And let's be honest, who doesn't like a nice hourglass figure? Now, as for how the jig works and functions, in terms of adjusting the jig, we've got a plastic knob here in the middle, which makes it super easy to tighten and loosen, so that we can move one of the posts up and down the track. And as for attaching paracord to the jig, we've got these Aztec-shaped buckle holders, and with its step design, it can accommodate different size buckles. And if you're not a buckle person, you can still use the buckle holders for knot and loop projects, as well as they are tapered enough for the knot and loop core setup. And moving slightly down, we have these horizontal metal pins that give you even more freedom for whatever project you're working on. There are some multi-strand setups for paracord bracelets that make use of this attachment point, which we'll be exploring in the future. The pins can be removed via the flathead screws on the sides. These can be used, of course, as just another attachment point, however you might need it. And lastly, with regards to these holes here,
these are speed holes to make the car go faster.
Oh yeah, speed hole.
They are not speed holes. We've got another option for attachment. I myself am avoidant, but these holes are great for clasps, as you can very easily attach any sort of clasp through the holes and go to work on your keychain or lanyard. Oh, and of course, the hidden feature I was talking about. You've been looking at it this whole time, and I kind of been hiding one part of it, but if you look at the top up here, there is a slot. When you get your Apache Jig, you'll get this Y-shaped piece of metal with rubberized feet. Now, one thing this thing is not is a dowsing rod. What this is actually for is that you can place this piece into the slot and your jig is now at an angled position, which now makes your project sit at a very comfortable 45-degree angle, making it very easy to work on. So look, we all have tech neck from looking down at our phones. We don't need paraneck as well. So if you like this jig and all of its features, I'll have a link for where to get it down below on our site at paracordweavers.com. Hope you enjoyed.